Hello everyone and welcome back to another Megazord review. So today we're looking at the S.P.D Delta Squad Megazord. One of my favourite Zords, and S.P.D was roughly when I stopped watching Power Rangers originally. So I remember this season, I remember the Zord very well. This was the primary Megazord for the S.P.D Rangers, and it consists of 5 Delta Runners, which are the vehicles. It comes with a blaster, these handcuffs, and a sword. I don't have the sword at the moment, but I'm hopefully going to try and get my hands on one. It can combine with another Zord to create the Delta Max Megazord. Let's get all into that a little bit later on in the video. Let's take a look at the Zords individually, and then we will put it all together and we will take another look at this. So here we have the first Delta Runner. This was piloted by the red S.P.D Ranger by the name of Jack. This kind of was a six-wheeled police car type vehicle, and its main attack was Transformation Delta, where pieces from 3 and 4 became a sword attached to the left side that can basically be used to destroy monsters. It does have sound effects which you can hear beeping now. I'm going to turn those off just because it's annoying. And it did have a brief appearance in Super Mega Force as well. And this forms the main central body piece for the Megazord, as well as the head. So next up we have the second Delta Runner, which was known as the Blue Delta Runner. And this was a futuristic gyrocopter type vehicle. And this was piloted by the blue S.P.D Ranger known as Sky, or Officer Tate. And it basically, its engines double as laser type barrels, and it has a rescue cable to be used for rescuing civilians, and it forms the left leg and the handcuffs that you saw at the start for the main Megazord, as well as the Delta Max Megazord, which we will see in a future video. Next up we have Delta Runner 3, which was known as the Green Delta Runner, and this was a mobile command center type vehicle, and this was used by the green S.P.D Ranger known as Bridge. This also stores the Megazord's main weapons. So just on the side here is a compartment where it opens up, and the blaster for the Megazord is kept in there. I think that's a cool little addition. And that was used as one of the Zord's main weapons. And this forms the right leg of the Delta Squad Megazord, and like I said, the Delta Max Megazord. Next up we have Delta Runner 4, which was known as the Yellow Delta Runner, and this was an armoured truck piloted by Z, the yellow S.P.D Ranger, and it forms the right arm, and also this part on the back here can come out and forms the hilt of the sword. And it kind of forms the right shoulder and fist of the main Megazord. And lastly we have Delta Runner 5, which was the pink Delta Runner, and this was a small buggy type vehicle used by the pink S.P.D Ranger known as Sid. And it uses an electronic sign attached to the roof to divert traffic and make judgments. So this here is the judgment scanner, like you see in the show. what their morpher basically is. So the Megazord has its own version of that to contain the monsters. And this forms the left arm and fist of the main Megazord and the shoulder for the Delta Max Megazord. So now we've seen all of the Zord pieces, let's put them all together and we will show the Zord off again. So here we have all of the Zords together. So what we'll do is we'll just move the arms and this one out for just 2 seconds. So we'll do the legs first. So all that happens with this one is the cab just folds up into there. And then this one, what we'll do is we'll pop that down and we'll take these handcuff bits off because we're going to be putting them on the Megazord in a little while. These bits just fold down into there, and then the cab for there just folds up. Next up we have the red Zord. So these front bits where the wheels are just fold outwards, and then the back bit just folds down and clips into the back just there, and this creates the Zord. Then they just, like all the other vehicle Zords basically, just slots into the legs. Next up we have the arms. So basically on the bottom here we will just, so we'll pop that bit out first, and then the fist folds out. You can take this bit out, but I like to keep it in because it kind of helps form kind of like a secondary blaster type. And then we'll just pop that onto there. Once I get the sword, it'll look a lot better. Next up we have the pink one, and same again, the fist pops out, and I like to have the scanner pointing out just like that, and then it pops onto there. So then with the handcuffs, there's a little folding bit there, and that basically just pops into there, and I usually pop them into here, and then we have the Zord, and then we'll bring the gun out, and there we have it. There is the main Delta Squad Megazord. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.